So yeah, um, this doesn't always happen often, but every once in a while, I will read an article and it sticks with me, and I just get upset if I don't have the opportunity to kind of get it out. I kind of need to vent. Do you guys mind if I vent a little bit? I'm going to vent a little bit because I've read this article. What day is it? It's the 14th. I read this article 4 days ago. 4 days ago, and I can't get over it. I can't get over it. I can't get over it. So if you guys don't mind, I'd like to vent a little bit. I started I started in on this one with Tanya earlier, and she agreed with me, and we actually had a little session yesterday. But I was like, there's other people that need to hear this as well. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and no, this is not a political scope at all. Here we go. Walt Disney World still plans to reopen this weekend despite Florida's surge in coronavirus cases. Now, I don't necessarily have an opinion on the opening of Disney, right? Like, obviously some stuff is opening, some stuff is closing, people are making their own decisions, and I'm not making a political issue out of that, right? They've reopened. However, I'm one of those people who I have a problem when people use bad logic and bad thinking. And that's what you see a lot of in this article. Okay, here we go. One family said its precautionary measures include leaving shoes outside their Disney villa, removing and washing all their clothes upon return each day, and carrying plastic bags for used masks. And so I guess my overall question here is, who are these people? Not these specific people right here, but just in general, who are these people who are so worried about a pandemic, but they have to go to Disney? They can't not be at Disney. Must be at Disney. Cannot live without the Disney. I'm just going to show you the article, because I'm reading the article. Cheryl Evans is worried about the coronavirus pandemic, but when she and her family are making their biennial trip to Walt Disney World anyway, and they'll be there for its reopening on July 11th, despite the dramatic surge in COVID cases in Florida. She said she has faith in Disney. We are worried about the virus being so on fire, but this is putting a lot of trust in Disney. I do feel like Disney has set up some amazing protocols to keep people safe, Evans told NBC News. We wouldn't go outside of Disney World. Hopefully in the Disney bubble, we'd feel safe. The Disney bubble. We'd feel safe in the Disney bubble. Okay. Disney did not respond for a request for comment on its decision to move forward with reopening. Disney worked with local officials, and Disney, I'm sure they did a lot of things. A lot of things are going on. Evans is traveling to Disney World from Northern California. So I want you to keep in mind, they've got two girls, and their parent. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. She's bringing her parents who are in their 60s and 70s? I actually didn't notice that before. Okay. So the part that I was going to mention was that the fact that she's coming from Northern California, okay? That means that she lives closer to Disneyland, flying all the way across the country, literally, like Northern California to Southern Florida. That's about as far as you can go. I guess Central Florida, Orlando. Bring the family, bring their parents who are in their 60s and 70s, and here we go. But then I'm talking about the mentality here. She says she's a huge fan of Governor Gavin Newsom, who is a lot more strict, and that the governor of Florida is out of his mind. The governor of Florida is out of his mind. So you flying from Northern California to Florida to go to Disney World with your 70-year-old parents, you have to go because it's your biennial trip. You have to go. But the governor of Florida he's the one out of his mind. Right? Are you guys with me on this? Like, do you understand why this interview stuck with me for 4 days, that I had to talk about this? I'm looking at the comments now. Do you understand why this was something that the logic just blew my mind? It absolutely blew my mind. Still, she feels confident about going because she trusts Disney, as well as the safety protocols her family will be self-imposing. Evans also has a plan for her family's return home that entails stocking groceries in advance, quarantining, and taking 2 COVID tests before re-entering society. It's Disney World. This is not like something, it's not like getting like a life-sustaining treatment. You're flying across the country to go to Disney World, right? You're flying across the country to go to an amusement park with, a cartoon mouse. Right? This is not something that is absolutely, necessary. But no, we need to talk about Disney people, because I think everybody knows a couple of Disney people. I think everybody does know a couple. And I don't mean to, I want to be very clear. I'm not attacking her or her decisions or how she wants to run her family. Like, that is her family, her decisions, perfectly fine to do that. But I just want to talk about the logic. I want to talk about the logic here, right? Okay, we talked about the shoes. They're packing several types of disposable and reusable masks for each family member, lots of hand sanitizer and disinfecting wipes. But you hear what she's talking about, returning into society. They're planning to quarantine when they get home and taking up to 2 COVID tests before entering society and stocking groceries in advance. Also, they can go to Disney World. Like Evans, maybe many avid Disney fans are excited to be attending opening day. A quick search of social media reveals self-reported Disney cast members posting photos of themselves attending preview days this week while wearing masks. Public Disney-based Facebook groups are full of fans lamenting their inability to get tickets to opening day or excitedly sharing news of their upcoming trips. A lot of Disney fans are also criticizing the move to reopen and questioning people who have decided to attend right away. Nearly 20,000 people have signed a petition calling on Disney executives and Florida officials to reevaluate their plan to open Disney World. A similar petition to delaying, a little typo there, NBC. Reopening California's Disneyland garnered more than 55,000 signatures before Disney announced it would need to push back the. So they did push back the date of reopening Disneyland. Now that's the one in California, Anaheim. But then Disney World is the one in Orlando. Disney World is the resort. Disneyland is the park. So Disney World is the full resort. It's larger, it's bigger, and then Disneyland is the park, the original park in Anaheim. Full disclosure, I've been to both. On Thursday, the Actors Equity Associations, we got a union grievance now. The union filed a grievance against Disney. We're going to union level now for allegedly retaliating against cast members after the association demanded that performers be tested for COVID-19. I'm sorry. What? If you're going to be around look, first of all, I'm not taking my family to Disney World or Disneyland or anything anytime soon. But what do you mean you're not going to be tested if you're going to be around Disney World? If you're going to be around these families? Kathy is bringing her 60 and 70-year-old parents. And you're not even going to get tested? Come on, guys. Oh, so look at how Disney responded to that. Look at how Disney responded to that. 7 unions signed agreements to have their employees return to work. The Actors Equity rejected our safety protocols and have not made themselves available, said a Disney spokesperson, Jackie Whaler. We are exercising our right to open without equity performers. So they shut down the performers. No performers there. She is 1,000% certain that Disney. Oh, we got back to her now. She's 1,000% certain that Disney will do everything it can to keep guests and cast members safe. If Disney's ready to open and they feel like that's what they need to do business-wise, let's face it, their income is coming from their theme park revenue. They're losing billions of dollars, so they feel they can open safely. If they're opening their park, they need people to visit the park. We're just one of those people. All right. This is probably the statement that I really want to dig into. This is probably the statement here that I really want to get into. So what she's saying is that Disney, which is a massive corporation, probably one of the certainly the largest entertainment corporation in America. We all know the list of everything that Disney owns. The amount of money they have, the amount of control they have is astonishing. It's on a scale that I'm sure that Walt Disney himself never could have predicted and never thought would happen. Yet she feels, because if you know how to listen to people, they'll tell you what they mean. Right? If you know how to listen to people, they'll tell you what they mean. So you have to unpack people's statements. So she's saying that Disney is losing billions of dollars, so they need to open. And they need people to visit the park. And we're just one of those people. Do you guys see this? Do you guys see the logic? Do you know where I'm going with this? Do you see the logic flaw here? Your needs are subservient to that of a giant multinational publicly traded corporation, and you're willing to put your family at risk. Mod Ricky just said something. Oh, I'll hold on. I'm going to freeze that comment for a second. So you're willing to put your family at risk. You just said your mom and dad are 60s and 70s. But you're willing to put them all at risk because you believe that you're going to be in the magic bubble of Disney, where apparently nobody can get COVID because you're in this like Disney bubble because Disney said so, but you have to do it so that Disney can survive. I mean, come on. What is going on here? Why is, and flying across the country to do this, right? And everybody knows Disney people, right? And you know what I'm talking about when I say Disney people. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly who I'm talking about, all right? Are we all clear on that? These are Disney people. And this is some high, straight up cringe right here. You do not hear them using logic or reason. It's, I've got to get there, or else I'm not going to be able to maybe go there in the future because I've got to save Disney. No, Disney will be fine. But more importantly, think of your family, right? If you're that concerned with coronavirus, that you're going to be at risk, that you and your family are going to quarantine when you get home, and you're going to stock up on groceries, and you're going to get 2 tests before you even re-enter society. Have you ever thought for just a moment, to turn around and say, you know, maybe this trip to Disney isn't necessary right now. Maybe you can just go to the beach, watch some movies, do something that's not going to put you at any risk. But what's going on here, and why do people become like this? Investopedia defines a cult brand as a product or service that has a loyal customer base that approaches fanaticism. A cult brand, unlike regular brands, has customers who feel a sense of ownership or vested interest in the brand's popularity and success. Cult brands have achieved a unique connection with customers and are able to create a consumer culture that people want to be a part of. Did you hear what I just said? They feel a sense of ownership and a vested interest in the brand's popularity and success. You see this with Marvel as well. Marvel, of course, is also a Disney brand. This is called cult branding, and cult marketing is how you become a cult brand, right? So cult marketing is to put it in. I'm going to continue. Investopedia. For devout followers of a cult brand, their relationship with the brand is a mixture of both love and madness. The brand symbolizes, becomes more of an identity. To cult brand buyers, buying a product enables them to fit in with a certain group, or culturally as a whole. Cult brands tend to succeed in creating a community based off of common habits, choices, or affinities, in this case, Disney movies. Cult brands are an example of what is known as a benign cult, in which followers are extremely dedicated to a product or service that the brand represents. Such cults are not necessarily harmful. They tend to welcome fellow devotees who have discovered a brand that represents them and fulfills their wants and needs. Look at that. Fulfills their wants and needs. Imagine having your wants and needs fulfilled by consuming the products of a multinational corporation. If you guys remember the Periscope I did last August, so almost a year ago now, when we were in Disneyland, we saw so many people out there who were, in their 20s, 30s, and even 40s, who were arriving but didn't have kids with them. I said, why would you go to Disney World if you don't have kids? Why would you go to Disneyland if you don't have kids? It makes sense. Here we go. Cult brands tend to have several characteristics in common. For example, they tend to be distinctive, meaning that they provide an alternative lifestyle or feeling that differs from other brands. They help people differentiate themselves. Cult brands also tend to represent a cultural shift, often starting with a small group of dedicated followers who spread their message. As such, cult brands also tend to have a compelling, persuasive story behind them, such as an origin story, Walt Disney. They also have enough recognition and respect that they are able to create trends. Cult brands are also persistent in that they tend to last many generations, right? How long has Disney been around? Since the 30s. Cult brands versus regular brands. A brand by definition is a distinguishing. So I'm teaching you. We're going in to explain some of this stuff, folks. We're going to explain. And this isn't just Disney that does this, but I want you to understand. Let me take this back for a second. The reason that we're going through this class right now, and I'm imparting this knowledge to you, is because I'm not just to be critical of Disney fans, right? That was sort of our starting point, but that was our entry point into all of this. This is a situation where these companies are actively using cult marketing techniques to build their cult following. And so when you can see an interview like that, when I read that interview, it immediately clicked. I said, oh, that's cult marketing, right? That's cult marketing, right? That's what's going on here. This is cult marketing. So why would you, in the middle of this, when half the people even in your own Facebook group for Disney are telling you that you want to get out of this, right? That you maybe shouldn't go to this thing, that you're going to go anyway. It's because of cult marketing. So I want you to understand that they're doing this. They're using these marketing techniques on their own. And you can decide, by the way, you can decide whether or not you think that's the right thing or the wrong thing, if that's a good thing, that's a bad thing. But I want you to understand that this is a situation where people are, someone just said in the chat a minute ago, that they said, my cousin says that she can only feel happiness when she's at Disney World. Isn't that a strange sentence? Isn't that a strange thing to hear? Happiness, right? Or shouldn't happiness come from inside? Shouldn't happiness come from prayer? Shouldn't happiness come from... You're never going to find true happiness by achieving more or acquiring more. right? You can only achieve happiness by becoming more respectful and more grateful for the things that you have. Once you become grateful for the things that you have, you can be happy. Simple as that, folks. It's literally as simple as that. Let's move on. Cult brands versus regular brands. A brand by definition is a distinguishing logo, mark, sentence, symbol, slogan, or word that identifies a particular product. Companies use various strategies to improve brand recognition and build brand equity. Many recognizable brands, including Nike, Coca-Cola, and Microsoft. Cult brands may or may not be widely advertised, but they do tend to exemplify the spirit of the era they occupy. Companies that attempt to elevate a regular brand to cult status with the use of a marketing campaign may find it very difficult. Cult brands tend to be more grassroots in nature and may take many years to elevate to cult brand status. Sometimes, one feature or aspect of a company or product will enable the rise of a brand to cult status. Examples could include free fast shipping, a very permissible return policy, scarcity, a special, unusual ingredient or exclusive product, or an association with an iconic person or event. So you're seeing scarcity in terms of this situation right now, because in scarcity, this is, only certain people were allowed in, not everyone was allowed to get in there, etc. So they're talking about cult brands versus fad. So a fad is like a craze, and that's pretty much all I have there. Is this blog going to come up for me or no? Can we allow the cookies? Yeah, sure, why not? Everybody's tracking you anyway. Ooh, look at Southwest Airlines. Look at Southwest Airlines as an example. Check this out. Southwest. Is Southwest Airlines an example of cult branding? All right. When I say Southwest, you probably think of cheap fares, funny flight attendants, and drink coupons. If you also think of great branding, there's a reason for that. In 2014, Southwest unveiled a branding refresh that earned positive media attention and made marketers swoon. They rolled out a PR campaign for its rebrand, explaining the reasoning and research behind the airline's new look, and included videos that maintained the company's playful brand voice, while touting the new message. Without a heart, it's just a machine. Southwest provided that sharing its new identity was as much a part of the rebrand as the redesigned packages of peanuts. Your rebrand, so they're talking about how you can do that with your own company. LaCroix. Oh, man. LaCroix drinkers' hardest hit. LaCroix drinkers' hardest hit. Oof. Oof. Do you know someone who's obsessed with LaCroix? Hypothetically, you might be addicted to the fizzy water yourself. Sales for the bubbly drink have more than doubled in the past 2 years. But chances are you won't see a ton of LaCroix TV ads. Oh, what's up, Taylor Marshall? Dr. Taylor Marshall in-house. Instead, LaCroix has executed some impressive social media campaigns, specifically with Instagram. In 2015, the brand grew its Instagram followers from 4,000 to 30,000 in just 8 months. Today, it has almost 60,000 followers. But how? First, LaCroix engages with anyone who tags the brand, no matter their number of followers. If you're lucky, you might even receive a free case of pamplemousse, whatever that is, for posting a photo. Second, they're quick to adopt relevant trending hashtags like hashtag Whole30 approved to promote its partnership with Whole30 Nutrition, and branded ones like hashtag Live LaCroix. Third, Instagram micro-influencers are targeted smartly with free products and other perks in exchange for featuring LaCroix in lifestyle images shared with their large followings. Okay, so that's example, essentially part of a product placement. So product placement for influencers. In-N-Out? Really? Oh yeah, the secret menu at In-N-Out. Yeah, it's true. Sorry, In-N-Out fans. Oh boy, all the Californians are gonna be mad at this one. Oh, the not so secret menu at In-N-Out. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, by the way, just an end on that one for LaCroix. By rewarding influencers, LaCroix went from sitting on dusty grocery store shelves to becoming a drink of choice for millennials. It's true. It's absolutely true. In-N-Out. Oh man, It's true, and I've seen it. By the way, Whataburger is better than In-N-Out. I'm just saying it because it's true. Had a Whataburger the first time in Oklahoma. Told you guys it was incredible. Let's not get started on the In-N-Out versus Five Guys and Shake Shack debate. That's a blog for a different day. But if you've been to California, you may have made at least one stop at the Double Double Animal Style, one of the notable items. And the chain maintains its fervent following by knowing that meals like that are part of its brand, even being a bit protective of it. The brand is composed of burgers, fries, and shakes, as it has been for 68 years, insulating it from fad food missteps. And while it's tough to find an In-N-Out beyond the West Coast, the brand extends much further. In September 2016, a pop-up shop came to London, selling out of brands in an hour. These events also help to protect the In-N-Out brand, the company said in a statement, in important regions like England and Southeast Asia. Protect your brand. Trader Joe's. Oh, Trader Joe's. So I'm not going to read all these because it's going to get tedious. But yeah, let's see. Trader Joe's. What else do we have here? Saturday Night Live talks about Saturday Night Live, even though Saturday Night Live has been awful since, probably the early 2000s. Just awful. Not even fun or interesting. IKEA. Yes, IKEA. Of course, IKEA. Oh, man. Dollar Shave Club. Sorry, guys. Even the guys are getting hit on this one. Look, we went after the women when we talked about LaCroix. Now we're going after the fellas. Sorry, guys. Dollar Shave Club is getting hit. But even that name, like club, like you're a member of an exclusive club. You're in a club. Well, everybody, how many guys shave? Pretty much all of us, right? Pretty much all of us. But to be in a club is something, something exclusive, something special. From our packaging to our digital presence, the Dollar Shave Club brand identity informs everything that we do. That devotion to the brand shines through every piece of marketing content produced, from witty emails to carefully branded packaging that makes you stop and read your razor wrappers. Dollar Shave Club's brand is carefully and craftily infused into everything that they do. And it's true. It's absolutely true. Apple. Of course, everybody knows Apple was going to be on this list. I mean, that's not really a surprise to anyone. Of course, Apple. Starbucks. Yeah, now we're getting to the ones that everybody knows. Starbucks. Do I even need to explain it? We all know. Zappos. I don't know what Zappos is. I'm not going to lie. I have no idea what Zappos is. What do they do? It's a customer service company that just happens to sell shoes. They sell shoes? Yeah, I've literally never heard of Zappos. TEDx. Yeah, TED Talks. Does TED Talks itself use cult marketing? As marketers, we have our favorite TED Talks. They become a go-to resource for quick, insightful information on almost any topic. In a time when consumer attention spans are shorter than those of a goldfish, TED does what might seem impossible to some marketers. The brand holds 5 million YouTube subscribers captive for talks that average 20 minutes in length. There's no flashy light show or catchy theme song, just solid storytelling that's largely spread by word of mouth. Word of mouth, social proof, so important. Lululemon. Ugh. We all know about Lululemon, don't we? Soul Cycle. Okay. Life is Good. Oh man, Moleskine. Yes. This one I'm going to hit on because it's true. So true. Moleskine is not just a notebook. It's a free platform for creativity. Moleskine's head of brand equity once said, "What's more, it's found a way to make paper cool and relevant in the digital age." Right, I'm not saying anything's wrong with these brands. No, hold on. So, go Chaco, CrossFit. Of course, CrossFit's going to get hit. And GoPro. Well, I'd say like the culture around GoPros is. And Phil's Coffee. Okay. So here's what's going on. And you guys just had the president talking. So I'm going to make this quick. Nobody's attacking these brands necessarily. I like some Disney movies. I think Disney movies are great. I go to Disney parks. I've been to both of the main ones in the U.S. I've been to the one in Hong Kong. I actually was part of some of the original negotiations for Disney Shanghai when I worked at the Shanghai Chamber of Commerce. However, you have to make sure that your relationship with these brands does not cross over into becoming that of a cult. Because when you derive meaning and identity for your wants and desires from a brand, from a corporation, from consumption of a product, that is when you are starting to lose yourself in that product itself. I'm Jack Posobiec. This was definitely not a TED Talk. It was interesting. We started out with the Disney people and then we jumped onto this. What brand of tie is this? I have no idea. Tanya bought it for me. And what code is this? This is custom. See that? Poso. Boom. That's where we're at, folks. Am I a cult? Maybe. Cult of one. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, you have my permission to lay ashore.